Hello everyone, so in this video, let us talk about an easy little problem from LeetCode. The problem name is length of last word. As you can see, you are given a string S consisting of word and spaces. Return the length of the last word in the string. As you can see here in the example, you are given an input string. You have to find out the length of the last word. The string can also have some spaces, so you have to trim that as well out. The very simple logic that you can use is that you can assume a string has to be an array and popping out element from the back of the array is O of one time. So what you can do is that you can do a while loop going from the right to the very left over the string and first trim out the empty spaces because you just require the last word. So you just have to focus from the very back to the very front, from the right to left. So for getting the last word, you have to first trim out the empty spaces from the very end. So you can do a while loop from the very back to the very front and trim out the empty spaces. After that, whenever you reach the very first non-empty character, let's say n or whatever you have, then you will again do a while loop from the very back or from the right to the left and find out the very first space or you get out of the bound. So let's say the only word that you have in the string is only, let's say, moon. So you go from the very move, let's say. So you go from the very back to the very front, and whenever you go out of bound or you hit a space, which means that you have got your very last, let's say, word, and you find out the length of it. Nothing much complicated here itself. Let's talk about the code part. If you still have it out, comments on. It's a very easy and simple problem. Okay. So what we have done is that we have this while loop. That is the very first while loop. What it does is that it will go from the very back to the very front, as you can see. And what it does is that it will check that still as the string has some characters and the last character is a space. If it is a space, which means that I have to trim out all the spaces. So we will pop out from the very back the spaces. Now we have to find out the last word. So this is the last, that is this word that will store. Now again, we'll do a while loop. And this while loop will go again from the very back to the very front and check out whether the character that I'm on is not a space because the not a space characters are the actual words that we have. Okay, so we have trimmed out all these empty spaces. Now we'll go from the very back to the front and whatever characters that we have, we will take out if it is not a space. If it is not a space, then only we'll take out the last character from the string and push back inside the last word that we are building. Okay, now we have our last word built. Now we have to just print out the length of the last word. Okay, that's a complete logic in the code part for this particular problem. If you still have it out, you can mention in the comment box for this particular video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you, coding, and bye.